Welcome to Chief of Party to Chief of Party, success in your first 90 days. As you navigate the USAID landscape for the first time or seek to sharpen your skills, we're here to provide the guidance you need to address the unique challenges of this role. Host Donna Vincent Roa, an experienced Chief of Party, will inform and inspire your journey.
Hello, I'm Dr. Donna Vincent Roa, and as we approach the subject of USAID project closeout, it's imperative for us to zero in on the specific responsibilities and actions required by us, the Chief of Party. This is the phase where strategic execution and attention to detail are paramount. We need to ensure the project's financial and administrative affairs are wrapped up with the utmost precision. The Chief of Party must always initiate the closeout process well in advance of the project's end date. It's essential to revisit the project's documentation and ensure that all of our contractual obligations are met. Now, this includes a comprehensive review of deliverables, a look at expenditures, and any compliance issues that may need to be addressed. The Chief of Party, and with help from others, of course, should create a detailed closeout plan that outlines each step, the responsible parties, and the associated timelines. In this time frame, painstaking financial reconciliation is non-negotiable. We must work closely with our finance team to ensure that all of our funds have been appropriately allocated and spent. I often mention to my finance director that we need to end this project with plus or minus $1. This means he has to be meticulous in verifying that transactions align with the budget and that all of our invoices and payments have been processed, and that we need to confirm that any remaining funds are dealt with, of course, according to USAID regulations. A critical component in this closeout process is something called disposition of assets. Chief of Party has to ensure that any project equipment or supplies or property that was purchased with project funds are either disposed of or they're transferred according to USAID guidelines. This process requires accurate inventory records and certainly clear communication with USAID to determine the most appropriate course of action for your project. The Chief of Party is responsible for compiling and submitting the final performance reports. These reports should provide a full account of your project's activities, the outcomes that you've achieved during your project timeline, and certainly the lessons learned. These are crucial for demonstrating both transparency and accountability, and they also contribute to the knowledge base for future projects. The Chief of Party must also manage the transition of project staff. This involves a clear communication plan that outlines the end of project activities, the timeline for completing individual responsibilities, and certainly put in place guidance on administrative procedures such as your final timesheets or your travel claims or severance pay if applicable in your setting. The Home Office will be a key stakeholder in this process to help you ensure compliance with USAID regulations. This is, as a Chief of Party, our fundamental responsibility during the closeout setting. We should also prepare for any potential audits that may be put in place. We need to organize and archive all the relevant documentation from financial records to project reports and to any correspondence. This kind of attentiveness can safeguard future legal or financial complications. Throughout the closeout phase, the Chief of Party must maintain clear and consistent communication with stakeholders, including USAID, your home office, project beneficiaries, and local government entities where needed. The formal notification of project conclusion and putting together transition plans for project activities is also important to sustain your project impacts. Now, you may experience unexpected challenges during this time. You should have in place contingency plans. Any kind of risk management strategies, those need to be developed early in the project, and certainly during this time frame should be revisited and also adapted to mitigate any potential issues during your final closeout phase. And finally, the chief of party has the opportunity to sit back, reflect on your project's successes and challenges. You want to document your feelings. You want to provide guidance for future projects and contribute to organizational learning. It's a rare opportunity for us as chief of parties to institutionalize the lessons learned and to really use this as an opportunity to recognize your team's efforts and their achievements. In summary, the closeout of a USAID project is a multifaceted process. It really demands our leadership and foresight, in addition to our meticulous attention to detail. It's a time to ensure that every single aspect of our project is concluded ethically and responsibly, and it's a chance for us to leave a legacy, to leave information that can set the foundation for a future project. Our actions during this phase are critical in upholding the standards of international development. It's critical in reinforcing the trust that has been placed in our hands by USAID, by our partners, our home office, our employees, and beneficiaries. That's our episode for today. I'm Dr. D. Have a great week.
Thank you for tuning in to Chief of Party to Chief of Party, Success in Your First 90 Days, your go-to source for insightful, actionable guidance that can shape the success of your project. Let's continue to drive change and create impact, one USAID-funded project at a time.